not compared it to other movies. It's Wonder Woman month. It's Wonder Woman month. It's a month of a few Wonder Woman themed videos. It's a month of videos, mostly on Wonder Woman, and they may be good or bad. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. It's a wonderful Wonder Woman month. Do. After the almost universal praise of the first Wonder Woman DCEU movie, the reaction to Wonder Woman 1984 was rather mixed. Personally, I liked it. Was it perfect? No. Was it unwatchable? No. Did it make some weird choices story-wise? Definitely yes. But nonetheless, it was a fun comic book movie, and was a welcome change from the dark and gritty tone that most DC movies before had been. I know it's a weird thing to say, but Wonder Woman was much more hopeful in this one movie than she was in the majority of the DCU appearances of the character. There were some points that were bright spots in my opinion, such as Pedro Pascal, who was excellent as always, as a sort of Gordon Gekko Donald Trump hybrid. Kristen Wiig was great, taking up the mantle of the traditional DC villainous blonde woman with glasses who becomes a villain over the course of a movie. Chris Pine, an always underrated actor, was great as a fish out of water Steve Trevor, shifting places with Diana from the first film. And this one movie might have been some of the best Wonder Woman acting that Gal Gadot did in the whole DCEU. Did he make some weird choices, like bringing back Steve Trevor in the body of a non-consenting man, instead of just bringing him back to life because he was brought back by magic anyway? Was it weird that Kristen Wiig's character, Barbara Minerva, her transformation from human to cheetah at the midway point stopped at a punk rocker for some reason? That would be yes to both. But there was also some great things in the movie, like they introduced Wonder Woman's ability to fly, they introduced her invisible plane, and the character development of Pedro Pascal's character, Maxwell Lord, was very well done over the course of the movie, starting out as a selfish businessman to an ego-driven madman, to finally redeeming himself. He showed he cared more about his son than his plan. By no means am I saying it's a perfect movie, but is there such thing as a perfect movie? Really? Even my favourite movies of all time have flaws. For a movie not to have flaws, it's very unlikely to exist. Something being perfect suggests that something is flawless, and while some character portrayals can be described as that, very few movies can be described as a perfect movie. Yes, movie franchises do that sometimes, but it's kind of a double standard to people's reaction to it. If they try to do something different or take risks, like Wonder Woman 1984 did, the vocal minority will complain. If they stick to the formula, like other movies, especially in the superhero genre do, the same people will complain that they haven't tried anything different and it's just too similar to another movie. It reminds me of the meme that I would often respond to people saying, "Who asked for this anyway?" That old chestnut. And my answer would be, you did. You can't ask for something different and then complain that the thing's different. That's very hypocritical. I don't think Wonder Woman 1984 deserves the hate that's dished towards it. If it had been the first movie in a series, or not part of the DCEU and so its own thing, people probably would have been less severe on it and they probably would have just took it as a movie and therefore decided it was bad because it wasn't as good as those other movies. That's the risk of a shared universe. It being compared to other movies in the franchise. Yes, if it had been its own thing, it would have probably been less compared to other movies to some extent, and people might have grown up to love it, like some of the other DC movies that don't exist in a shared universe. So if you've only ever seen the movie once, twice, or didn't even watch it in the first place, maybe you should give it a try. I know it's technically not canon anymore, but doesn't mean you can't watch it. Technically, all DC movies before the DCEU aren't technically canon anymore either. That doesn't stop people watching them. Maybe you have a different opinion than me. If that's the case, then that's great. If you have the same opinion as me, that's great also. You can have a different opinion. As long as you don't try to ruin people's enjoyment of it, it doesn't really matter if you have a different or same or similar opinion to other people. Isn't that what movies and TV shows are for? Entertainment? When you start overthinking them too much, you stop enjoying them and just start criticizing them when it's much more enjoyable just to watch them. That's what comic fandom should be like. People not always agreeing, but respecting each other's opinions and not trying to ruin other people's enjoyment of it. Because very few movies have to be a flawless masterpiece in order to be praised. In my opinion, all it needs is to be fun and enjoyable. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. The next video might be Wonder Woman related, or it might be something else, depending if inspiration comes to me in the next couple of weeks before I switch to another theme. Gazarek Geek, out.